Ghee. Ghee is the quintessential cooking ingredient for most of Indian cuisine, and it has a wide range of uses from deep frying as a garnish, as a replacement for butter in most dessert items, and it completely elevates the normal boring butter to a whole new level. And that's what we're going to make today. And I'm going to show you the right way to make it, unlike what you might see in an Indian supermarket. Let's do this. Now, if you live anywhere outside of India, you'll typically find ghee in an Indian grocery store, and it'll mostly look something like this. If you actually pick one up, you'll notice that there's a yellow blob at the bottom that looks like butter, and the top one third just looks like oil. That is not how ghee typically looks like in an Indian household. This is close to being clarified butter, not ghee. I'll tell you the difference in a minute. My guess is that the mass production of potential ghee has to stop the cooking process earlier to prevent it from burning. That's why the supermarket ghee will never come close to what you can achieve at home. Here I'm using a 16 ounce or 450 gram stainless steel container, also bought from an Indian grocery store, but you can also use a mason jar just as well. Just make sure it has a lid. Now here's the star of the show. I'm using 5 4-ounce sticks of unsalted butter. Make sure it is unsalted. In the end, this yielded about 16 ounces of ghee in total. You will need a pot for this, deep enough such that when completely melted, the butter does not cross the halfway mark. This is very important, so make sure you right size your pot. Set your stove to medium or medium low. At this point, we don't want to burn the butter just yet. Now all you need to do is keep an eye on things. There is no active engagement required from your side from now on until the very end. Your butter is going to go through some stages. First one is vigorous bubbling with a foamy layer on top. This is just the big blobs of water within the butter turning into steam. If it is too vigorous, just turn down the stove a little bit. Stage 2 will be the foam disappearing. Now you'll start to see the yellow liquid underneath, and the foam will almost completely disappear. Stage 3 will be the foam kind of starting to come back a little bit. You'll start to see big bubbles initially like this one, and then the bubbles will start to become smaller and smaller and smaller until it becomes foam again. At this point, you actually have clarified butter, but that's not what we are trying to do. We need to take it to the next level to make it ghee. Stage 4 is back to foam. Now this is the only time you have to intervene and make sure that the whole thing does not blow over. If the foam is rising too fast, just turn the heat down all the way. I scraped the sides just a little bit to see how much the butter has started to brown underneath that foam. We want a nice honey or maple syrup color, not yellow. When the foam has subsided like this, our ghee is ready. Take a metal strainer, do not take a plastic one. I am speaking from experience. This ghee is insanely hot at this point and it will melt any plastic in its way. Speaking of which, make very sure that your container is free of any water vapor, anything. It should be bone dry. This ghee is very hot at this point, and any water vapor has the potential to cause a mini explosion in your face. Now very carefully strain your ghee into the container and let it rest. Make sure to not cover it until it's completely cooled down. Now what's left in the container is probably something like this. These are milk solids that have survived all the way and are no longer useful. The end result is an absolutely gorgeous caramel colored ghee. Now this will take a long time to cool down. Do not touch this container. It's going to be extremely hot. When it cools down, it's going to become a solid, a homogeneous solid, and no liquidy bits at the top and no yellow lumps at the bottom. After it's completely cooled down, this is what it looks like. Just beautiful. Alright everyone, thank you for watching. Ghee can pretty much be used as a substitute for any application where butter is used. You can toast bread with it, you can use it in cookies. I've baked cookies with this and they come out really well. Bye bye and see you soon.